Commence primary ignition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the Life at Lightspeed podcast. My name is Colin with my wonderful host,
Brooke.
Yes, we're here. We made it. This has been a long time coming. It's very, very exciting. Let's kind of dive into what the podcast is going to be about.
What is it going to be about? Who knows?
Yeah. So basically, every week we will be talking about all the news in the Star Wars universe that drops. So if there's a trailer that drops, we'll be doing a trailer breakdown. If there's new episodes, for instance, we got Visions coming out next week. Yeah. We will break that down, so on and so forth. Let's do introductions. I'm Colin. I have been in the podcast world for about 7 years now. And I love Star Wars. That's like, no. Yes. I love Star Wars. I love Max Rebo. And we met through the love of Disney and Star Wars, which is super, super cool. We also have a wonderful son. His name is Hayden.
Yes.
If you can't guess, why,
it was random. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
And this whole journey has been remarkable. This podcast is presented by Virtual Cantina. They are a wonderful group that, if you've gone to Star Wars Celebration and you've probably seen them, they are fantastic people. They do so many events. They've got so many great people attached to Virtual Cantina as well. It's called the Virtual Cantina Network. Go and check them out. I started my Star Wars journey when I was very young. One of the first films I saw in the theater was The Phantom Menace. And then I just, I've loved Star Wars since I was a kid, and my parents always thought that it was going to be something I would phase out of, but here we are.
They were wrong.
And that followed me, it's still following me, but it followed me all the way until I met my beautiful wife, Brooke. And we both ended up working at Disney. I worked at Galaxy's Edge for around 3 years, and the love of Star Wars just grows every day. I've met so many incredible people. I've had so many great experiences because of it. Star Wars Celebration is one of the most amazing things. And I'm telling you right now, if you haven't gone to Star Wars Celebration, go. But my love for podcasting also started around that time too. So yeah. And then here we are. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Brooke. I've dabbled in the podcast world a little bit after meeting you, done a little bit here and there. And I don't know, I love talking. So here we are. And I love Star Wars. I've also been a huge Star Wars fan for probably most of my life. Both my parents were into it, but especially my dad, being a kid in the 70s, was just huge into it. And so he passed on, all of that to us kids. And we've always been like a super nerdy family too. So they never were under any suspicion that any of us were going to grow out of it, really. I think they've encouraged it more than anything. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Yeah.
And something else that we'll be doing every week as well is we are going to talk about what it's been like to navigate as new parents,
Mhm.
because we are new parents, and this is our son,
Aw,
Hayden.
isn't he cute?
Yeah. He just turned 5 months old, and he's just amazing. He's
He is.
fantastic.
He's just so wonderful.
Yeah. Oh,
Cute. Oh, we're gonna show you again.
yeah.
He's so cute. You gotta see him twice.
But yeah, so it's been an incredible journey of being
A
parents.
whirlwind. Just
Yeah.
you think you can prepare all you think, read all the books, and I'm not saying not to, please do. But at the end of the day, it's just like you never know. You never know what's gonna happen because everybody's different. Every baby's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of being Star Wars fans? How that's going to kind of affect our parenting?
I mean, we're obviously gonna like immerse him into that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, what happens if he's not a Star Wars fan? And it's like, well, it's okay. Like, we're not gonna be crazy.
No.
I mean, if you like Star Trek, that's something else. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna raise him on it. He's gonna be all into it, into the world, and like how cool, right? Like I think back and I'm like, if my parents were like doing all this stuff, like how cool I would be on the playground. Like I have a droid at home, like you know.
Yeah.
So I hope he likes it. You know, obviously, like any parent hopes that their kid is into all the stuff that they love so that they have that in common. And so we'll see.
I think something as well is growing up, my parents weren't Star Wars fans, but my aunt Vicky, who I call Aunt Beru, she's the one who got me into Star Wars, and that was a life changing experience because I got into Star Wars around the age of 3, and I think with Hayden, I think it's going to be a little different because our lives do revolve around Star Wars a
Yes.
lot.
Very big part of it, obviously, as you can see. So
Yeah. So um I think it's going to be an incredible journey, and the thing with of him not liking Star Wars, if he doesn't like Star Wars, he doesn't like Star Wars, but
yeah,
it is going to be in his life. Because
Yeah.
not only do we do the podcast, we're part of the 501st, and all of those things are going to be there of me. As of right now, I'm building a droid, and then I make Wookiee costumes on the side for people, so it is very involved. And then we turn our garage into a giant studio, so when you do walk into our garage now, it's like you're stepping into the world of Star Wars. And I really, that feeling when I worked at Galaxy's Edge, I wanted to bring that home with me. So I'm glad we were able to do it, and we're still upgrading it. But yeah, so every week our plan is to kind of talk about, of the news and everything, but also have a small segment of where we do talk about being new parents and what that journey kind of looks like. But yeah. Yeah, so let's dive into the news.
Yeah.
Most of you have seen uh, this, the Hunt for Ben Solo. That is a huge thing right now that's been happening all week. I feel like every day there's been some type of different news that has popped up about the subject, and I wanted to dive kind of into it more. So recently, Adam Driver was in a interview and revealed that there was uh, a project in the works. Working title, I guess, was Hunt for Ben Solo, and it took place after Rise of Skywalker. And it's been it's not going forward as of right now, but I think Adam Driver wanted to talk about it because he really wanted to be more involved in Star Wars. He really enjoyed that character, even though there have been things here and there, like on SNL, there have been jokes that he's made where it's like, but I think overall, I think that role did have a huge impact on him, and he wanted to do more. Even Hayden Christian said recently in an interview saying that his favorite character from the sequels was Kylo Ren,
Sure.
was Adam Driver. So what would have that looked like?
I
It
have
yeah.
a lot of questions about it.
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, he is deceased. Um, like literally disappeared, did he not? Like at the end. So like I just have a lot of questions about how that would work, how he would be alive. Also, who's looking for him? Because Rey knows that he kind of like
Yeah.
turned back to the good side, right? And she and Palpatine were kind of really the only two who knew.
Yeah.
So like I guess by word of mouth she could have spread it, but like who's looking for him? Is it the First Order? Is it the Resistance? Like who and why are they looking for him? And what purpose is he going to serve? So that's my question, is why? Because I don't want them just to make something to make something. I'm someone who I'm like, I want it to, like, I'm not too much of a stickler, but it needs to make sense to me. And I don't want it, just to do it just to do it. So, I mean, obviously, I was not in the writer's room. I do not know what they came up with. But yeah, I have questions.
Well, so in the early days of the sequels, there was the original script for
Mhm.
episode 9,
Yeah.
which was Duel of Fates. And in that script, and if you guys haven't read that script at all, you should definitely check it out, because that script was just remarkable. But in that script, Kylo Ren never had that redemption.
Mhm.
So, maybe this is tied to that. Because I'm with
Yeah.
you. Because of he did, after him and Ray, hashtag Raylo, had that kiss
Mhm.
at the end of Rise of Skywalker, he evaporated, he became one with the Force.
Right.
So how would he be on the run? How would that make sense?
And again, why? I
Right.
know I keep saying that, but
Yeah. And people do bring up, well, somehow Palpatine returned. Darth Maul survived getting cut in half.
yeah, I think those are a
Yeah.
little different.
Right. And
Um,
I have no problem with it, but I'm with you. It needs
Yes.
to make sense.
It has to make sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm someone
yeah.
who, the sequels were not my favorite story wise. I found the characters in them to be super, super interesting. I felt like none of them were fleshed out the way I would have liked them to and developed the way I would have liked them to. But the story was, in my opinion, it felt like just chunks. Like they made a movie and they didn't like plan out the other ones, and they just like they made a movie like, oh my gosh, we have to continue that. So they made another one, and then they're like, oh shoot, we got to wrap it up, and then they wrapped it up, and it didn't feel cohesive.
Yeah. So
that's my fear in like continuing the Skywalker saga, is that I don't know. I feel like it's done.
So in 20 like later on, there's going to be Star Wars Starfighter. And with that movie, it is going to take place after the sequels, but it's not going to be, here's episode 10. This is Star Wars episode 10. This will be its own thing, going on their own adventure. Great cast, by the way. Oh my gosh, like huge cast. But I think that there's more room for, more stories. We know that there is the Rey movie. It's been back and forth if it is in development, if it's not in development. I think eventually we will get it. It was really exciting to see that announcement happen over at Star Wars Celebration London. It's just a matter of time, and it just depends on the script. And I think that the future is unknown, but I think that eventually we will get that answer of, for more of a tie-in sequel to the actual like sequels, not like Star Wars Starfighter where it ends up being its own thing. But something that a lot of people aren't talking about right now is there is a other director, which is David Fincher, who directed the movie Seven and some other great movies. But he actually was writing he pitched a movie to Lucasfilm and wrote it, I guess, and it got shot down. And it actually was about a character from Rise of Skywalker / sequels. And it took place after Rise of Skywalker, but it was never it was not greenlit, and he hasn't come out and said what character. It could be another Kylo Ren movie, but it could have been someone else. What character would you have want to see
Man.
their story continued? Because
I mean, like I said, I found the characters in the sequels to be super interesting, but again, I didn't feel like any of them were like super developed. Like their stories didn't feel done. Finn, I think, would be really awesome because it was revealed that he is force sensitive. So to see like where that takes him, I would really love to see that.
yeah. I think it's funny because it's not the Lego Rebuild the Galaxy ones, but the other Lego stories. In a way, his story was continued because Rey was, teaching him how to, you use the Force, and he ended up getting a green lightsaber eventually. They ended up going to the Halcyon and all that stuff. I would definitely check that out because Weird Al Yankovic actually makes a cameo in that, and he has it.
So fun.
Yeah.
I love how they can just do anything.
Yeah. So I would love to see more of Finn.
Yeah.
And maybe if we don't get something with Kylo Ren after the sequels, maybe we can get like something with Kylo Ren before the sequels.
Sure. Like that was one of my things about Force Awakens is I kind of felt like I was like, we know what happened at the end of Return of the Jedi. But like there was this huge gap in between, and I had so many questions about how we got to that point. So I would agree with you on that. I would love to see how he got there.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be something that's in like a book or comic that I just haven't read, but like I think that would be really cool. Like a lot of those characters, honestly, I would love to see how they got there from.
And something that they're doing with the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all these TV shows is what they did with the Clone Wars, which was and I hated this growing up, but not everyone liked the prequels, and that's okay. That's fine.
Oh, for sure.
But I think that the prequels got, more hate than they probably should have. And then they made the Clone Wars TV show. And now when you watch the Clone Wars all the way through, and then you get to Revenge of the Sith, that movie is more like the Clone Wars had such an impact on that film. It filled
in like what I'm requesting. It filled in those gaps.
Yes.
Like so many people, like one of the good ones I recently saw is people commenting on how like when Anakin was told he could be on the council but not a master, and how like upset he was. When you watch the Clone Wars and you realize how much he did for them during that time, his reaction is way more valid as to why he was so upset.
Yeah, and I think that what they're doing with the Mandalorian and on all these newer shows is, and you've already seen hints of this, is that they are tying things in more to the sequels to like kind of make you drawn in more. For example, you got season 2 of the Mandalorian. You pretty much see the cloning process start with Snoke. You like see like a figure that looks like Snoke, but you're just like, yeah, it's probably not. But like they have started that, and
that was important for me to hear people start to talk about, because I didn't quite grasp that Palpatine was a clone. I missed it somehow, and so after like hearing that and hearing people talk about it more, it made a bit more sense to me.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where we just have that big old gap in between with stuff that I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and there were also the Praetorian Guards in season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of books and comics that do happen to fill in some of the gaps. For example,
sure.
If you go to it's one of the Darth Vader comics. It takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And Darth Vader wants revenge on Palpatine. He tracks him to Exegol, learns about the Star Destroyers there and like all that stuff and all the cloning stuff. Yeah. So there are different.
So it's out there. It can just be it's both a beautiful and hard thing because I love that there is so much different media that you can experience Star Wars in, but it starts to get tricky when there's only like little bits and pieces in very specific places that you almost have to consume all of it to have the full story. So it's tricky. You both love and hate it at the same time.
Yeah. So I think in conclusion with this topic, I think that eventually, hopefully soon, we will see a story that does have Kylo Ren on screen. I wouldn't mind if it was animated, of where they did maybe like the Clone Wars, animation style.
I am such a lover of the Clone Wars animation style. It is my favorite. So anything that comes out in that, I'm like, give it to me.
And that's why you should be excited about next year, because there is Maul Shadow Lord, and that's going to be fire. That looks so cool. Yeah. So for our next topic, it's going to be really interesting. It is Jeremy Allen White as Rod of the Hutt, which is Jabba's son. If you watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars, he
Stinky.
Yep, classic Stinky, and he was in the original Clone Wars movie from 2008, and then he appeared like an episode or two and the Clone Wars throughout. But it's confirmed that Jeremy Allen White is going to be playing Rod of the Hutt.
Just the voice, though, he said.
Right. But what's interesting is that when he was on the Graham Norton show, he talked about that him and Mando will be running around the galaxy together.
So, yeah, I want to know if that's just a figure of speech, like he's just going to, or if we're going to see him actually like, quote unquote, running. And I'm like, what does that look like?
Well,
I've never seen a Hutt move more than 0.5 miles per hour.
I don't think he will like actually be running. I think he'll do his
slimy. It just put a funny image in my head.
Yeah. And with that being said, I'm curious of what that's going to look like. Yeah. Will he be there? Will he have a weapon, like some type of staff of some sort? Or
maybe his arms are his weapons, because those look like he's been lifting in that picture.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think there's a lot of mystery around the Mandalorian and Grogu,
and do we think that he's gonna reconnect with Ahsoka?
So that is interesting. I don't know if Ahsoka is gonna make an appearance before her show. If she did, that would be cool.
Right.
But
what would that look like?
Yeah, like well, I'm hoping that we will eventually get a big reunion with a lot of characters, and I think that's going to happen down the line in the big Dave Filoni movie that he's currently working on. So we'll have to see what happens. I would love that reunion. I think
I would too. Like I was one of those that I wasn't really thinking about until I was like, wait, she's in Mando, he's going to be in Mando. That would be really fun to see.
Right. But it's just not confirmed that she's going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Well, I mean, she's like in that.
Yeah.
She has interacted with the same person.
Right. So we'll have to see what happens.
I know. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah. What's your do you have any predictions for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
I don't actually.
No.
I don't. I think oh, you know what? Maybe I have one.
Oh.
I think we'll get Grogu's first word.
That would be the place to do it. Yeah.
What will it be?
Yeah.
Shall we speculate? What will Grogu's first word be?
No. Of the button pushing no. Man. I know frog.
Frog.
Dad
could be, that's every kid's.
Like there's some type of like real big like danger scene. There's no Mando, only Zool.
Man.
Spencer, are you saying that because you were watching Ghostbusters last night? The virtual cantina has been going through some old scary movies. And they watched the Ghostbusters last night.
Are you calling the 80s old?
No. Oh no, don't do that. No.
Play it back.
Nope. But yeah, so I think that there are going to be things that I think will come to pass in the movie that a lot of us are predicting. But I think I would love to see the movie kind of end in a cliffhanger way.
Okay.
Where it would make us, be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on?
Have they confirmed like future either movie or show after this?
So there's been some, it's not 100% confirmed, but it's apparently this is going to be a trilogy.
Oh, movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they are leading up to that big Avengers Endgame event.
Mm-hmm.
And most likely we will see, Luke and Ahsoka and maybe live action Cal Kestis finally, which we've all been asking.
I would love that.
Yeah. So
Grogu's first words will be "Dank Ferric." You know what? I could see that.
Yeah. And will Grogu speak backwards like Yoda? But yeah.
Yeah. Is that a species thing or is that just a Yoda thing?
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Questions.
Only time will tell. And then we have the new museum that is going to be opening up, the Lucas Narrative Arts Museum, and that I was there at San Diego Comic-Con when George Lucas actually went out on the floor, and they talked about what was going to be there. Yes, there will be some props and different things from the movies.
It's not a strictly Star Wars museum.
No, and it's just different pieces from his collection.
Yeah,
that he's collected all.
Which is amazing, and I hope to see it.
Yeah, and I cannot wait, because the way that George Lucas was talking at that panel was so passionate, and I don't think he's talked that passionate about something in a really long time. In public, at least. Yeah. And that's going to be opening next year. So we'll definitely be there for that. We'll definitely be walking around. It's not confirmed if there will be a Max Rebo there or not yet. But yeah. So I'm definitely excited for that. Is there any things that you're hoping that you would see that they haven't announced yet?
In the museum?
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, I'm a lover of like art and like props and just everything. I love like the history of all those things. And I'm a big fan of just museums in general. I love going and like being with things like physically. So I am just excited in general.
No, I'm hoping to see some Indiana Jones props that we've probably seen.
Sure. I'm sure.
In a bit. Yeah.
I always love, like, sometimes like Disney Plus will put out little like shows about like props and things, and it'll be just like this random guy will be like, I had this thing in my basement and it's like the coolest prop you've ever heard of in your life. And so I'm kind of hoping to see some of those, I suppose, like those like forgotten things.
I think we'll definitely see a bunch of those. Yeah. Yeah. So that museum opens up in 2026. 2026 is going to be a big year. Because you've got the museum, and then you have the Mandalorian Grogu. Mm-hmm. You have Maul Shadow Lord. Yeah. And then you have Ahsoka season 2. Ahsoka season 2 wrapped up filming a couple of weeks ago. I am really intrigued, especially with the footage that they showed over at Star Wars Celebration Japan. So that's going to be really, really, really cool to see, because in the concept art there was just some out of box different alien creatures and species that like I was like, whoa, like I would love to just step into Dave Filoni's brain and see what's going on there, just because of all the incredible things that he comes up with, and the inspiration that he got from George and all that stuff is just absolutely incredible. So season 2 is definitely going to be cool. Who do you think is going to be like the main antagonist for that? Because we know Thrawn. So that whole story of what they said is that season 2 will be jumping back and forth from the perspective of uh Ahsoka and Sabine, and then of who they're fighting, and then they'll jump to what's going on with Hera and Ezra, and we know that there's going to be a big fight, like a
Mhm.
big space battle between Thrawn and Admiral Akbar. Admiral Akbar is returning, so that's very, very exciting. But yeah, so there's a lot that is going to happen in that season. We don't have a release date on that. We don't have a release date on Maul Shadow Lord either. I'm hoping the game will be, at least getting teased, or like we get something throughout the year. I don't think that those big, 3 Star Wars projects are the main things that we get. I think we will get, things here and there throughout the year. But yeah.
I have a slight fear is that
Oh.
you've mentioned a lot of other characters and different perspectives
Yes.
on a show that is named after one person.
Ahsoka.
Yes. That was my like one bit of critique about season 1
Oh.
is that for a show called Ahsoka, I felt like she was not the main character.
How about episode 5?
Okay, the one episode, yes. But I think that's just my opinion. Look, you
No,
can
no.
yeah, I would have liked her to be a little more front runner. It kind of felt a bit more focused on Sabine and the rebels, which I don't necessarily dislike. But Ahsoka being my favorite character and a show named after her, I was like, I feel like I could have had more. So I guess that's kind of my hope for season 2 is that maybe we focus a bit more on her and her journey.
So the issue when you have a huge lineup of characters,
Right.
it is difficult to focus on one person the entire time, and you've also got the continuing story of Balin Skull, and that story is going to be really interesting because
he is like all the don't get me wrong, all the characters are incredibly interesting, but I almost wish that they would have named the show something else and like it had it not be quote unquote Ahsoka. Like it could have, like a lot of people said, it kind of just felt like Rebels season, would it be 5 or 4 seasons of Rebels? And I kind of have to agree. Yep, pretty much was Rebels season 5. I would have to agree with that.
I think with Balin Skull's story though, I think that's gonna be really interesting because we're gonna be falling into the realm of the world between worlds, most likely stuff with Mortis. It sounds like that the Mother of Darkness, Abeloth, will be the antagonist there. And there's been so many rumors going around that apparently Natalie Portman might be playing that character, and then that would be a way to. Well, so right, but just
because listen, I am all for Natalie Portman coming back as Padme in some way. I love Padme's character,
right.
So that would slight side note. I would love to see her come back.
Well, again, that's just a rumor, but I think the real interesting thing is how are they going to make that work, because that was a character from Legends, and from the Mortis arc, from the Clone Wars, right? You had the daughter, you had the son, and then you had the father, and then the father leaned more towards the light and then the good, but it was like that gray area. And then you could definitely tell that the son is definitely her is the son of the mother, because with Abeloth, she's very dark, like it's evil, and that's going to be really interesting. I keep saying interesting, sorry guys. I'm just so
Star Wars is interesting.
I'm so intrigued by season 2 of Ahsoka. I think that we're definitely going to be going into very weird places in Ahsoka season 2.
Probably. I mean, they're currently in a completely different galaxy, which is crazy.
Yeah. So we'll just have to see what happens.
We will have to see.
And down the road for the future, you got the new game,
New.
Eclipse,
Yeah.
which is in active development. We probably won't see it until 2027 or 2028. And with that being said, that game has been in development for a very long time. We first saw that
I
trailer
remember you being really excited and showing me the
20
trailer.
what, like
It
2022?
felt like forever ago. I
Yeah.
honestly kind of forgot about it for quite some time.
And it's going to take place during the High Republic era.
Mhm.
And it sounds like you'll be able to customize your own character, go off on your own adventures.
Which is, I know that's what a lot of people would like.
Oh, I want to customize my own character.
Right, because
I really want
who
that.
wouldn't want to like insert
Yeah.
themselves into Star Wars? Like that's everyone's
Yeah.
dream. And video games are one of the great ways to do it.
I think Star Wars Outlaws would have been
Mm.
that game was great. I really, really enjoyed that game. My thing was, I wish at the end when you had Kay Vess end her journey, maybe she's like, I'm looking for new recruits, and then you end up being the new recruit. So then you customize your own character. You could jump back and forth to being Kay and then you. But I think with that being advertised as the first open world Star Wars game, I think that that would have been the perfect opportunity to customize your own character, add more customization for like ships and blasters and all that stuff. They did great with that in Jedi Survivor. But one great thing about Star Wars is, and I think almost every fan's dream, is to insert yourself. And I think one of the closest things you have right now is Galaxy's Edge. It used to be the Halcyon, but right now it's Galaxy's Edge, of where you are part of the adventure. You're flying the Millennium Falcon. You are going to Rise of the Resistance. And I think inserting that into a game where you make your own character, you go off on your own adventure, I think that is the thing that a lot of people really, really want. 2027, 2028, who knows when we'll get it. We could get some type of announcement at Star Wars Celebration, in 2 years now. That's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, here's hoping that we get more of that. But yeah. That was a lot of news catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
It's our first episode.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Life at Lightspeed podcast.
We'll be doing this every week.
Yep.
Hopefully we're entertaining.
I mean, I know why.
Oh.
No.
Okay. All right.
There are a couple events that are happening right now, and we're just going to talk about a couple of the future ones. You have Rebel ScumCon, which was just absolutely insane last year. It's going to be happening again this year. I was very lucky, and I had the opportunity of going last year, and I did 19 interviews, which was a dream come true. That whole experience was great. That was through Virtual Cantina and Rebel ScumCon. Shout out to Bobby and the entire crew, Kentucky and Josh as well, and absolutely outstanding. So that's going to be happening next year, August 7th through the 9th. It was just announced this past week, and they've already announced their two first guests, which is, it's Darth Maul and Carson Teva, which is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so super, super excited for that. And I met so many incredible people at that con, and it's kind of changed my life in a way. So really, really excited for that one. And it's gonna be your first time.
It is. Yes, I was not able to go this last year, so I am so excited to get to go. I haven't been able to go out and do as many things this past year, as you can imagine, with being pregnant and having a child.
Yep.
But yeah, next year everything's fair game.
Yeah, we are.
Look out, I'm coming.
We are very, very excited for that one. And then we have not only that weekend do we have Rebel ScumCon, but we also got the next Boonta Eve. Not all the details are there. accept the date of that. So if you're going to Rebels Comic Con, get ready for, you know, Boon to Eve Virtual Cantina Network. It's going to be fantastic. We also have some friends that are over at SpaceCon right now. We've got Haley Barr, who is our new correspondent for Virtual Cantina. She is there right now, and also our friends over at Countdown City Geeks are there. So they've got an incredible lineup. If you are in Texas and you haven't bought tickets for SpaceCon, you should definitely go. They have a really, really, really big Star Wars lineup.
Yeah, we're all over. You could say we've got friends everywhere.
There you go. And then in a couple of weeks, we've got Grand Rapids Comic Con here in Michigan.
Yes,
We will be there for that.
I'm very excited.
Yes, and I will be debuting my new droid, at that. And I love that con. That's over at Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then you also have Motor City Comic Con that's happening as well.
On the same day. We're so
on the same weekend. Yeah.
Yep. That one's over in the Detroit area. So
Alan Tunick will be at that one. D. Bradley Baker will be at Grand Rapids Comic Con, which is super exciting.
Each one has a really cool lineup of different people.
Yeah.
So you can't really go wrong with either one.
No.
We're just sad that we can't go to both.
Yeah. Yep. And then you got C2E2 happening next year, San Diego Comic Con. There are so many great conventions happening next year. And if you want to see which cons that we're going to and Virtual Cantina Network will be going to, here is a QR code for those who are listening. This is live, by the way. So go and scan that QR code. That will take you to the link tree, and that's going to have all the info about the Virtual Cantina Network. But yeah, I'm so excited to be podcasting again. I'm so excited to be doing it with you. And
because I love Star Wars. I love you.
Yeah, so much. And we are just excited to, do this every week. And next week, we will be doing a breakdown episode on Wednesday because that is going to be the release day of Visions. We will talk about the highlights of that show, some of the Easter eggs in that. If you don't know what Visions is, it is a collaboration with multiple anime studios. One of my favorite anime shorts that Visions did was Ronin, and they are continuing that in this. So I am very excited, including my friend Grayson from the Determined Focused podcast. They're very, very excited about that over there. But yeah, so I cannot wait, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. So again, just so everyone knows, we will be doing episodes on Friday live, and then they will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the podcast streaming services the next day.
So if you don't want to see our faces, totally up to you. You can listen to us. Listen to our lovely voices. If you don't like that, then I can't.
You can find us on Instagram at Life at Lightspeed pod. You can also find the Virtual Cantina Network, virtual.cantina network on there, including the Facebook group, which Virtual Cantina Network just reached over 100,000 followers. So yeah, absolutely incredible. Go check that out on Facebook, the Star Wars Celebration Los Angeles 2027. So yeah. We love Star Wars. We'll be back every week.
Yep. Talking about the things. Our opinions, our hopes, our dreams.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Telling you funny children stories.
Yeah.
About
Hayden. Yeah.
He's a delight, and he's always doing something.
He is. And then you can find us on YouTube, on TikTok, all of it, Life at Lightspeed.
All the things.
Podcast and pod. But yeah, is there any words of wisdom that you want to
impart?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's very in what sense? Like a generic one, like follow your dreams, or
Max Rebo's alive.
Parenting advice. I didn't think so. I'd like to believe that he's alive. I think he's too much of a that one of those little niche fan favorite characters that I just love seeing him pop up. cannot tell you guys how amazing it was. So I'm a big Dancing with the Stars fan. And if you know anything about it, a couple of weeks ago, they had Disney night and one of the couples danced to the Cantina soundtrack. And who would be on stage on Dancing with the Stars but Max Rebo himself? Watching this guy's reaction was incredible.
I'm sorry, you talking about Max Rebo is making me fall in love with you all over again. But yeah, no, that was really, really, really cool of seeing Max Rebo on stage, and I really don't watch dancing.
The most random thing, like it was just I happened to be home. I typically go out to a friend's place to watch it, but I couldn't that evening, and so I was here.
I was so happy.
I couldn't believe it. I was flabbergasted of all the characters.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see more of Max Rebo in the future. He's there.
Somehow Max Rebo returns every time.
Yes, Spencer. Yes.
See, I would be cool with the hunt for Max Rebo.
The hunt for Max Rebo? Who's hunting him?
Like the hunt for Benzo, like not hunt, but like the search.
Search is fine. Hunt?
Oh my gosh.
Don't you dare.
They're not hunting him. Calm down.
Okay. We love you all. We'll see you next week. May the force be with you.
Forever and always.
Forever and always.
Forever and always, yeah.
Okay.